Hi, if you're new here, my name is Flossy Rocks. This is my second van. My first van was a 1977 Bandura high top. Now I have a 1999 Ford E350 step van, which I converted myself, and I love it. Siren the step van. This is my baby, and it takes me so many wonderful places. Foraging in the woods, diving in the ocean, from beach to beach, from shore to forest to hilltop and beyond. Come with me today as I figure out just a little bit more about these amazing plants of the Pacific Northwest and get lost in the ocean, which is truly my happy place. I'm pretty sure there's still a little bit of fall nettle around, and I have been feeling a little low and fighting the flu, so I'm gonna go and see if I can find some, pick it and make some pesto and or like a green sauce or freeze it, and definitely a nettle tea. So yeah, let's go. The forest in late December is both damp and so alive. The colours are enriched with green, the mushrooms are out, the fungi coming alive and decomposing things back into the forest. It is one alive ecosystem. Nettle is one of the very first plants I learnt when I moved to this hemisphere, and it is an incredible one, full of healing and herbal medicine, and also a little spicy tang on the side if you touch it unawares. There is so much to love in this damp, beautiful ecosystem, from trunks covered in licorice root fern to the little sound of the streams gurgling and rushing through beds that were dried up in summer. And it is here, on the side of these creeks, where the roses grow. Smells amazing. I love the smell of nettles. It feels like it's the nutrients and vitamin C and green that I really need right now. Beside the wetlands, the wild roses also bloom in spring and fruit in late winter, bringing their vitamin C rich goodness in delightful red packages. I really needed to be outside today. My brain has spent a lot of time on the computer and has had a hard week and an emotional week, and it was just time that I stayed outside for a bit and took care of my mental health. You know, taking time away from screens, coming outside to pick rose hips. These are Nootka roses, the pink ones that I pick in spring. They're really beautiful. And I've got this jar of rose petals and it just smells amazing. Probably the rose petals will end up in a tea blend. As I grew up, crying and expressing one's emotions was shamed and infantilized and kind of told to go away or put it away or hide it. And so I have a lot of shame around expressing emotions. And so yes, while I cry a bunch because it's my natural personality, like, it doesn't feel comfortable to me and it doesn't feel good in a way. It feels really exhausting. So I felt really good to step away from a screen and come outside and just let my whole body be with nature. I've picked some nettles this morning. Oopsie, don't want those ones. So I have nettles to process and then some rose hips. I mean, it's a small bowl, It might be enough to fill a small jar. We'll pick a few more and then we'll go get some apples. Harvesting done, apples headed to pie, really was a time I needed for introspective thoughts. Almost got all of them. There's a few more left. I've been struggling a little bit myself. And today I decided that, excuse the plane, today I decided that I'm going to try and really focus on my gratitude and the positive things as opposed to constantly focusing on the things that I'm waiting for or don't know about yet, the uncertainties. And so yesterday I had a bit of a cry and a bit of a breakdown, and today I'm feeling very vulnerable and tender because I'm not good at waiting. I'm a fire sign. I'm not very patient. So this has been an absolute exercise in patience and a massive exercise in detaching my value and self-worth from my profession. So grateful for all of you and all of the support. Focus on the blessings that I have. There's a spider on my phone. And that, to me, feels amazing. So thank you all for your support and your encouragement. Any words of encouragement and positiveness that this too shall pass and things are going to get better from here, and all of that will be much appreciated. Okay, bye. So I have just finished planting garlic in a tiny little bed that I have, and then I also have a mushroom kit, a box that has mushroom mycelium in it, and I'm really excited about hopefully growing some golden oysters. I'm gonna break this up and shove it in dirt and garden beds and horse manure and piles of wood. I'm kind of just gonna put it in a ton of different places, break it all up into different things, and maybe some of it will grow, maybe some of it will live, maybe some of it will survive. I don't know. Yes, you could just take it out of the box and water it, but I'm kind of hoping that I can continue to have more of this in the future. So, wish me luck, and in maybe 6 months, I'll have an update that whether we grew mushrooms or not. It's getting late in the day. I have done all my horse chores, been outside all day, done lots of foraging, and I am feeling a lot better in my brain and my body. What a surprise. Alright, let's get to it. Humans have been growing and cultivating wild things for consumption and use for centuries, decades, thousands and thousands of years. And I'm lucky to have the support of places that do things like sell you mushroom mycelium in a box. Okay, let's see where else we can try putting some of this mycelium. After such a wonderful, abundant harvest this year of mushrooms, I was really struck by the fact that I have access to so much land, and there is no guarantee each year that the mushrooms will grow back. Hopefully, these will be good candidates for places to grow mushrooms. We'll see. I mean, there's a whole lot just right there. I've put some under here. Some in this mossy patch here too. Okay. We should have some luck. A delicious and tasty food resource, I thought, why not give back to nature and plant mycelium everywhere? This is a mycelium that grows naturally, similar to a natural mycelium that grows in rotten trees and logs everywhere around here. Oyster mushrooms are common. So I decided that I would plant or inoculate many different areas to see if, in a several months' time, I would get my own golden oyster harvest. I may not have a farm yet. I may not have property of my own, but I can plant and cultivate the earth and fields around me with little doses of magical mushroom magic.
I need to get some Barkeeper's Friend or Brasso or something to give my little teapot a clean. Ooh, it's getting toasty and warm in here. There we go. Rose hip syrup warming and draining. Everything keeps nice and toasty warm. Oh, it looks so pretty. But I do need to get Brasso and give it a Brasso or Bartender's Friend and give it a clean and find my vacuum for here too. So I have taken my rose hips, strained out the syrup, and the syrup is heating up, which is good because that will ensure it is free of any bacteria and just make it nice and healthy, and I will then be able to cool it and add it to my tea. I'm so excited. Right. Jug is most certainly boiling. Take that off. And then I have some of these and some tea. I'm going to use one of these, which is like a tea bag, but it is A, giant, and B, you can put whatever you want in it. So if I open it up, spoon in a little bag. Like, look how pretty this is. There we go. This inside my mug. Hold that over the top. Oh yeah. This has got rose petals on it, marshmallow root, I believe some licorice root. Oh, it's just a really delicious blend. Actually, I think I have that. I really need to put that peppermint into a tea jar. Oh, it smells so. Oh, it looks amazing. And all of the vitamin C that rose hips are so rich in, coming in to sweeten up my tea blend. If I really wanted to sweeten it up, this is crystallized again, but this is rose petal honey. It's crystallized in the cold, but rose petal honey would also be a beautiful way to sweeten your teas. You might be thinking, Flossy, what else can I use syrup for if you make rosehip syrup? Well, I wanted to show you. I mixed in here my quick oats that I use, some raisins, some puffed rice, some nuts, some rolled oats, and I have now this beautiful toasted granola muesli that is going to be delicious. And it's coated in a beautiful coating of very vitamin C rich rosehip syrup. It was caramelized. How freaking delicious. Yum. It's actually so delicious. I just want to eat it raw. There's a thin line between granola bar and toasted muesli with a caramelized syrup on it. Yum. Oh yeah, this is really good. I'm going to the beach today. Woo! And I get to drive my house to the beach and go get wild food from the ocean, and it is such a gift. And I feel so excited. And I'm low tide. Weird. Doesn't look very low tide. Anyway, I need to check the tides again. Hopefully I haven't picked high tide instead of low tide. Hi everybody. It's kind of ironic. I came to the beach here to meet a friend and we were going to go clam digging together, and I had checked 2 different tide apps. One's an app and one's a website, and it said low tide is at 11:40, civilized, middle of the day. We turn up and it is very obviously almost high tide. High tide is about 1:30, 2 o'clock. It is almost 1 now. No, almost 12 now. And I'm a bit disappointed. It pays to really trust the things you're checking. This app, I'm going to probably uninstall it because it is so inaccurate and has been inaccurate more and more. So either uninstalling it and reinstalling it, maybe it will update its data. I don't know if it needs to have an update of data or whatever. We're here, it's the wrong tide. So I've put my wetsuit on, my friend has left. And I am gonna go for a little dive. I am feeling a little stuffed up. You might better hear it in my voice, I'm a bit nasally. So hopefully the cold is good for me instead of bad for me. And I will make sure that the van is nice and warm when I get back before I take my wetsuit off, because I have a turn on the diesel heater probably. And I'm gonna go see if there's clams and crabs. We'll go for a little swim. I haven't been in the ocean for over a month. The depression and stress of the last few months has just taken all steam out of me. And the other fact is, most of the places that I would dive are at least an hour drive to get to, and I have been staying relatively stationary because this van takes a lot of money to run in gas and I have not been able to afford it. And I'm very lucky and grateful that I have community and people I can park and stay with when I am not flush with cash to fill this engine up. So I filled up the gas tank today and I was like, fuck it, we're going to the ocean, going to the beach. It's pretty out. It is gloomy and overcast, but it is not raining, which is awesome.
Some days, adventures just don't turn out like you'd hoped. The tides are in instead of out, and foraging looks like one thing instead of another. This time, I got to see several crabs, sculpins, in this beautiful sandy bottom bay, which usually is fantastic for clamming. It wasn't what I expected, but the beauty of it took me nonetheless. I feel like there's a metaphor in there about life. When things are unpredictable and you have expectations about what might happen, and things turned out completely different, and you get to experience and listen and join in with whatever comes. And the less expectations you have, the more easier it is to immerse yourself wholly in the experience in front of you.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Alrighty.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, they're a different way of aiming than the pulse beer. Wow, look at this. Like eerie and foggy and beautiful. Over behind me, you can barely see the trees.
Baby, when you move your body,
Visibility in the ocean, clearness, lack of particles, absolute stillness, not a ripple, not a wave, not a sound except the hauntingness of the birds, the fog, and the trees in the distance, and the lap of the ocean rippling gently against the shore. It is once in a blue moon. Every so often you get gifted with ocean visibility, clarity and depth down to 30 or 40 meters, this crystal clear in the Pacific Northwest. Today, here diving with Joseph of Sharing the Wild, was the most beautiful clarity I've ever seen at one of our local dive spots. He had some fun new underwater scooters to try out. If you want to know more about those, go on over to his channel, Sharing the Wild. But it was so fun to film together with him, zooming around. Freediving is normally a lot about breath control, energy management, and being able to reach depths slowly, swiftly, and using the least amount of energy possible. There were plenty of fish around. We were diving at high tide, and the fish had come in closer to shore. And then later on, we moved to the drop-off, and it was absolutely stunning.
So fun.
That's super awesome.
And I think my breath hold lasts longer because you're not doing as much work.
Yeah, I know. You're just chilling.
More focused on messing around, goofing off, zooming around, and taking in all of the beauties of nature, we really didn't take much time to do any spearfishing. We attempted a little bit at the end, but by our third hour in the cold ocean, which averages about a temperature of 6 to 8 degrees Celsius, nothing is better than feeling really tired and exhausted, spending all day doing the thing that you love the most.
Oh, I got cramp in my leg. Oh. Ah. Fuck. 1. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna stretch it.
Woohoo! That was an amazing, amazing dive. We were in the water for 3 hours? Almost?
Oh, yeah, 3 hours. We'll say that.
I got quite cold, mainly because I have a giant hole in my suit and I really, really need a new one. The poor thing is falling apart. We saw so many fish, had such an amazing time. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
coming for a dive with me.
It was fun. Thanks for helping me film that stuff with the scooters.
Those scooters were awesome fun.
I know.
What a hoot.
They're really fun.
Okay, see you, bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in seeing some behind the scenes and some exclusive diving footage that I've just posted recently, Patreon gets updated semi-frequently with this kind of thing. I look forward to reading all your comments and hearing how much you enjoyed and what you found fascinating, and if you have any questions about this video. I look forward to seeing you all next week. And if you haven't already, please give this video a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. It's free, remember, and it makes a huge difference and helps me out a lot. Thanks so much, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.